So reports out today that Sangare may be allowed to go to West Ham. Welcome to your Forest transfer news. Hi guys, hope you're doing well and welcome to your latest Forest transfer news. Coming up, we'll talk you through the reports or rumours of Sangare going to West Ham. Forest apparently have missed out on a player to West Ham, and the scattergun approach continues for a fullback for Forest. We'll give you all the details in just a second. So if you're enjoying the content, please don't forget to hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed as well. If you are new, you can grab me a coffee if you would so wish to. And let's jump into the news. And let's kick it off with this Sangare stuff. So there's reports out today, and I question the validity, by the way, off the bat, of how strong they are, because they're coming out from sources such as The Sun and everything else. Now, Forest are looking to loan Sangare out to West Ham and give West Ham an obligation option to buy him as well. And my answer to that is why? What's the thinking behind this? Sangare is probably in his best purple patch for Forest since he's joined us, be it with injuries, be it with malaria, AFCON, all the list you can find of excuses for Sangare. He's in his best phase for Forest. And even if he's not, for me, he's our only recognised number 6. Because I don't think Ryan Yates is a number 6, and I don't think Douglas Luiz is a number 6. And I do get worried that if these reports are true, that Forest or Nuno or both are about to misprofile Douglas Luiz into a 6 position rather than a box-to-box 8 position. So that does worry me. But that set aside, I don't like the idea of him going. I think, why do we need to get rid of Sangare just because what squad numbers? Because Nuno prefers a smaller squad and what have you. No, for me, you need that strength. You need that option with Premier League, with Europa, with the domestic cups and everything else. Even if Nuno wants to put Douglas Luiz in ahead of Sangare, I still think there's going to be plenty of games where Sangare is required. And he's just coming into his own. I thought he was brilliant against Brentford, and I thought he was good against Crystal Palace at the weekend as well. And I know this will upset some of you, but if there's a midfielder I would look to get rid of first, it would be Ryan Yates. Unless you guys can honestly tell me, hand on heart, that you think Ryan Yates is higher up the selection pecking order than Sangare, then I can't really see the argument for it. But look, I don't give this one too much strength. The fact he's starting for Forest tells you that he's surely got to be in Nuno's plans in some shape or form. But if this one develops with some stronger sources, we will let you know. Now, speaking of West Ham still, Masa. West Ham have signed him up. It's a here we go. This is a player that Forest were chasing. We've brought him to you for the last 2 months. And Forest over the weekend put in a second bid. Now, I've got Lawless messaging me saying, oh, West Ham have got more pull than Forest. We got Masa. You guys didn't hold that L and so on. I'm not entirely convinced. I think with the signing of Douglas Luiz, this was a nice to have for Forest. Now, he is a CDM in my opinion. And if Forest pushed for him, that would have added more sense to the whole Sangare thing, going to West Ham, because they would have seen this guy, Masa, as the replacement. A lot younger profile, definitely got massive potential. I think this is a very good signing for West Ham. And even if Forest, or these reports of Sangare are not true, I would have happily taken him on for that kind of future-proofing of what I want to see in that 6th position. So West Ham have got a good player. I highly doubt he's selected West Ham over Forest. But then again, you could argue that he probably goes into West Ham's midfield as their best midfielder. And in Forest, he would probably be our 5th, maybe even 6th best midfielder. So if it was a case of Forest versus West Ham, that's the only reason he's going to select him. Obviously, we got European football and everything else. But that one is done. We can close the book on that. He's going to West Ham. Now, where things are getting silly right now is this fullback situation for Forest, right? So there are some links that just blow my mind. They really do. Now, Matty Cash was linked to Forest. Excuse me. That link was true, but that looked like a deal too hard to do. And that was reported by Ornstein. I'll show you an article from him in just a second. Kristiansen from Leicester City. is one of the worst fullbacks I've seen. He's absolute rubbish. I don't know why he's being linked with us, and the links are getting heavier and heavier and stronger. We've seen Tsimikas linked with Forest. That's not looking like it's happening now. It looks like Kristiansen is right up there on the targets. Now, a lot of you are going to say, all right, but as a backup, he'll be fine, surely. No, he's crap. He's rubbish. Honestly, I'll put Crypto in ahead of him at left back. There are a few other names linked, and those names are better. But what I want to do now is just show you the article from Ornstein. Now, he says Forest 4-man fullback shortlist. We've got Says, Kristiansen, Molina, and Gertruda, however you say it. Anyway, he says Forest hunt for new fullbacks, have seen them identify Says from Club Brugge, Leicester City Viktor Kristiansen, both left-sided with the Argentinian international, Molina right back, and RB Leipzig's, how do you say his name? Someone tell me in the chat. Leading the candidates for the opposition. Nuno, the head coach of Forest, wants competition for Forest right back, a la Aina, and for Neco Williams on the left back, as well as backup for Matt Sells. Oh, and I think he talks about it here. The goalkeeper will have 32-year-old Soria, currently in Spanish goalkeeping club Getafe. If Forest can land that principal target, Livakovic, who we told you about yesterday, as well, that for me is a fantastic backup. That's the one I would like to see us getting. Says played in the Champions League with Club Brugge last season, as well as earning his first call-up to the Belgium international squad. However, it may not be a straightforward option to praise him out of the Belgium club, bearing in mind his club have already sold another left-back to Brighton. Club Brugge say there's been no contact from Forest over Says, and they do not plan on selling the 20-year-old this summer. If a move is too complicated, the 22-year-old Kristiansen is seen as a viable alternative. Forest have been talking to Atlético Madrid about the finances involved to make a deal for Molina. By the way, I'll talk about Molina. I really like him. The 27-year-old has made 52 appearances for the Argentinian national team. And Gertruda, is that how you say it? The 25-year-old, 17 caps for Netherlands, is next on Forest's wish list if a deal for Molina cannot be arranged. Okay, so... Oh, and there's a little bit of Matty Cash here. Despite opening talks via intermediaries earlier in the summer, Forest appeared to have accepted it would be too difficult to arrange a return to the City ground for Matty Cash 5 years after selling him to Villa. Transfer window closes next Monday, and they are considering whether to return to Strasbourg with an improved offer for Bakwa. Forest already have offered 27 million plus 7.5 million in add-ons, but this was rejected by the French side, who are looking for more. They're basically trying to do a bidding war between Forest and Leeds for him, even though Bakwa wants to join Forest, but we'll cover that off maybe in another video, right? So on this fullback situation, I like the backups better than I like the first choice. No, I don't like the backups. Kristiansen is technically a backup. I don't know too much about Says, but I know a lot about Kristiansen. And if Forest get Kristiansen, it's a disaster signing. Even if it's 5 mil or whatever, it's just bulking the squad. I'd rather play with 10 men, honestly, than have Kristiansen in the team. So for me, he's a no-no. The one I do like is Molina from Atlético Madrid. The right back, very aggressive, good pace, very strong, good crosser of the ball, and obviously has worked under a Simeone-style team where defense is drilled in every single day. I like him a lot. I think his market value is around 20 million euros, so it's not that expensive. The only thing I'd say about him is two things. He's 27, so similar age profile to Aina. And secondly, as I mentioned as a strength, he is very aggressive. That could be a problem in the Premier League if he doesn't quite get the timing, on the pace of the Premier League and what have you. Could result in a few bookings and maybe even some red cards. But I would like to see him. I really do like him. So that's the situation right now with the fullbacks. Forest are pushing hard on it. Livakovic as well is a strong option for the goalkeeper. It's now just getting those final pieces of the jigsaw puzzle together. And apparently this is Nuno's gripe. He really wants his fullbacks in. He's ignoring the fact, in my opinion, that they've spent so well in the midfield and up front and what have you. But I get it. We do really at the moment lack in fullback. So What you'll find now is this shortlist of 4 will become a shortlist of 2, and then from there, Forest will be able to develop it in. But I am worried about this Kristiansen one. I really am. Because if he comes, I'm not going to hear the end of it from the Leicester fans. Ask any Leicester fans you know what they think of Kristiansen, and tell me if any of them disagree with me. And if they do, they're just trying to flog him off to you, maybe because they hate Forest. But that's your transfer news. Get your thoughts in. Do you think Sangare, the link away to West Ham, is true or not? Let me know in the comments. There's also another story about Danish terminating his contract. Cool, whatever. He's not really high on the priority list right now, but we'll keep you posted on everything. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. We'll see you on the next video. Come on, you Reds.